Hey guys, what up? Total Control 871, and tonight we're going to be doing our first on-screen commentary. And there I am, getting the hang of it a little bit more. Tonight's topic is going to be about truth, the virtue of truth, the nature of truth. There are many people who have their own personal concept of truth. We have transgender people who feel that the gender that they identify with, that is their truth. That's their terminology that they use. This is my truth. I believe our NBA star, Dwayne Wade, you will have to forgive me. I'm not an aficionado on the NBA. I think it's wonderful that he's supporting his transgender daughter. Um, we're talking about truth, though. There can really be only one truth. As you guys know, obviously I'm gay, and I'm more than happy to call you whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. I'll call you he, she, it, whatever it is you want. Not. Um, but anyway, like I said, our topic, it's about truth, and the virtue of truth. I know, let's see, on screen here, let's look at our screen. Tiny homes are big solutions to Bay Area homeless. Bay Area. When I saw this story, I was like, really? Bay Area, huh? Let's give a little taste.
It certainly was, and take it all in, guys. These things are truly beautiful. From all the finishing touches, the flowers on the table here, to the paintings on the wall, there were lots of tears falling this morning as these first group of formerly homeless women got their new keys to their new home and their new life.
And driving to work, coming home. My home was my Jeep for 2.5 years.
But today is a new day, and this is Patricia Suarez's new home. One of 6 tiny homes just finished in the back parking lot of First Presbyterian Church in Castro Valley, an idea and grassroots community effort several years in the making.
Numbers or an idea, but it's people's lives that are going to be changed.
At a ribbon cutting this morning, the first 4 tenants, including Josephine Engel, mom of a 4-year-old, emotional over the idea of ending their cycle of working every day and being homeless every night.
Everything's looking good so far,
There's silver lining.
These tiny homes of just 150 square feet are just enough to give these Castro Valley residents the dignity of a home and a chance to get back on their feet. Each unit has a futon or bunk beds, a cooktop stove, microwave, dining space, and a full bathroom, at a small monthly cost to residents.
Is $200. They're going to pay that for the first 4 months. Then the rent's going to increase to $400 for 4 months, $600 for 4 months, and the remainder of the 18 months is going to be at $800.
That monthly rent will go back to residents when it's time to move out in 18 months.
So this is bringing the cost down, but also the size down to what can be affordable, easily maintained.
Now the first residents are looking forward to making this tiny house a home.
Take my shoes off and sit down on my futon and, I'm home.
Microwave. I need one of them.
Taking another look at the inside of one of these homes and the appliances here. All of these tenants do have a job, we want to point out. And after utilities are taken out of the monthly rent, the remainder will actually go to a fund that should equal about $6,000 after 18 months. That will go to helping them pay for that security deposit and first and last month's rent. Permanent housing, something that was once a dream, soon to being a reality for these families. Reporting live in Castro Valley this morning, Julian Glover, ABC 7 News.
Julian, it's a relief to see people happy with one of these housing stories. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm afraid not, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Price is Right loser music. So what's the deal here? We heard them. These people will roughly get somewhere in the neighborhood of like about $5,000 after their utility usage and stuff like that. A lump sum payout of $5,000. Need I remind you? This is, I'll circle it with my selfie, Bay Area. Okay. I've seen these money saving schemes before. They always look good on paper. Unfortunately, it doesn't really pan out. As a matter of fact, I pretty much commented on such down below here. Let's see, what was my original? We're going to come to some stuff here. All right, here we go. So here's my original comment. You guys can see it. It was great. Everything was going good. We got an eviction date, though. Our eviction date came out of nowhere. That sucks ass. You can pretty much see what I got here. I won't read it verbatim, but unfortunately, this has a sunset clause, a sunset eviction. Ultimately, what's going to happen? You know, I want you to so you guys can read it. I'll put myself down here. So at the end of 16 months, they get their $5,000 lump sum handout. You know, very much indeed, kind of on like how I had my disability after I settled some bills. You got this lump sum money. Now what are you going to do with it? I make it very clear that you are inviting disaster by taking that money and getting into an apartment that simply you cannot afford. So that was basically my original comment to the whole thing. But then let's see, we have Agent J. Here we have him saying Castro Valley is a poor area and they still can't afford rent. Clearly, Agent J is completely clueless as to genuine poverty, the cost of living. Usually people who make those kinds of comments are people who, they have well-paying jobs themselves. I'm not saying that they are born with silver spoons. Probably did work hard. You go to talking about things like opportunities. That's the word I'm looking for. And that isn't just simply limited to black people. There are people of all races who just simply didn't have opportunities. There's more I could say about that, though. So, what do I reply to Agent J? Yeah, basically, you guys can read it. I won't go verbatim. I basically point out in this original reply to his text that you hear about the feel-good stories, senior citizens picking up high school diplomas, completing credits for a college degree, all this jazz. And of course, they never really do anything with it. They're like 80, 90 years old. I even use myself as an example. As you guys know, I am still struggling to learn this damn phone. And you would do what? I didn't really get into it here, but it's like the unemployment office, they denied me the $5,000 trade school scholarship because I was refused admission into selective services and the military. And of course, that act of discrimination cost me dearly later in life. Not my fault. I was interested. I had interest in the military. In the nature of today's topic being about truth. Between you and me and all the internet, it wouldn't have been a good mix. The military is all about breaking you down and building you back up in unison. This doesn't get hacked. There's more I could tell you. I got a buddy story that Air National Guard. It's a hysterical story. Anyway, so basically the gist of my comment here is that a lot of us homeless people are forced into early retirement. Like Mark, our contractor, they lose pace, or like Judy, our fictional character from the movie 9 to 5. if Judy, if that character, at that current age in the movie, were to try and to do a 9 to 5, 2020. They're remaking all these movies these days. 9 to 5, 2020. How feasible would it be? It would depend on a lot of things. Because you're talking about a generation of people. They would fold up the newspaper and they got the pen and you circle your want ads and you respond to your want ads. You took your high school typing class and you went into a secretary pool and you made it work. You learned as you went. That's not the way it works today. Today, people, I'd have to hit the ground running. I can't even hit the ground running with my own damn phone. So it's not really working. You guys get my point here. Agent J goes on to say, sorry for your disability. We learn in the reading that it's a snarky sorry. I'd rather be able to work, contribute, than retired. I've known and worked many retirees. So again, we hear Agent J coming from a privileged perspective. Or, as I said in a prior video, it might not necessarily be correct to say privileged, but a preferenced. I have worked at Walmart, and I've seen the senior citizen white retirees. They've got their car. They've got their home. It's paid for. The Walmart money is for like emergency repairs on the home, stuff like that to supplement their fixed income. They're pretty much set, But that's the perspective that he understands. And we learned that so many of these NIMBYs and hecklers of the homeless, they just don't understand. They come from their own perspective of, oh, well, it can't be that bad. Bootstraps, pull yourself up. Again, it comes from an era. And of course, Agent J here loves to favor the victim blaming. He loves it. Agent J gets really brutal here. So let's see. In response to this, I'll knock over the damn phone. In response to this video, sorry, I said video. In response to this comment, okay, I said this. Dude, read it again. I never wanted to be retired early. I could have been in the workforce another, or was that the other comment? Basically, I'm telling him that, I put in my due. It's not my fault that this conservative agency just simply didn't want to accommodate my disability. I worked hard. I was never paid a living wage. I get this from the right-wing commenters on these homeless channels. What are you expecting us to do? Storm the job with a gun? You didn't give me a raise or enough of a raise. I feel like I'm worth more. What is it that you're expecting us to do? Storm these jobs and demand money? Yeah, it's called a standoff, and it usually ends with a lot of people dead, including, the gunmen. So, again, we see more evidence that this person is commenting outside of their knowledge. But then we have Agent J. Agent J goes to the mattress here with this comment that I'm circling. He goes to the mattress. People like you shouldn't reproduce. Agent J is calling me a pestilence, basically. Vermin. That's what he's saying about me. I understand, when I told him, you might want to think about it the next time you, you clock in. The next time you clock in there, you might want to think about stuff. I'm trying to make him aware that right-wing policies have dire detrimental effects. That's the point that I was making. It's not necessarily to rub it in his face for that reason, the fact that I don't pay rent. And by the way, I'm not exactly stacking cash here. Now that I'm getting this tiny little scrap of food stamps, tiny little scrap of food stamps, less than $20. And now that I have my refrigerator where I can freeze food, I am just now getting to the point where I'm not going hungry at the end of the month. How about that? Speaking of which, hold on. I'm sorry, there is no pause button. This will be quick. I'm back. Had to get dinner out the oven. I'm sorry, you can't flip the camera around. I'm telling you, this phone, man. They give you all these bells and whistles only to learn that half the shit doesn't work. Half it doesn't work. We'll talk more about that later. Let's see. So, Agent J goes to the mattress, which of course forces me to go to the mattress. Did what he say hurt me? Yes, it hurt my feelings. I won't say that it didn't. So, in response to, I hope you childish piece of pestilence, my reply is this. Oh, I even made it pretty with a rainbow. Of course I don't have children, I can't afford them. I just put it all right there in his face. Now, some of you might be thinking, wow, that is harsh. Look at you. You are calling you're calling this guy out as hoping that his children die from an overdose. Well, he doesn't want me to breed at all. However, the lesson in truth today, okay, our lesson in truth today has to do with YouTube's algorithm. Now remember, YouTube doesn't want YouTube doesn't play fair and equal. I'm showing you in case you don't know. Open up all the replies here. So there you go. It is gone. YouTube doesn't have a problem. Our reply here to his I hope you're childless. YouTube doesn't have a problem leaving that stand as is. And YouTube deletes my reply to it because I guess YouTube sees that as being too harsh, but what he said to me wasn't too harsh. Huh. Harsh. Come on. Let's go, let's listen to what our Star Trek Bible has to say about long before there was the term snowflake, Q was calling them out. Let's listen.
That was a difficult admission. Another man would have been humiliated to say those words. Another man would have rather died than asked for help. understand what you've done here, Q. But I think the lesson could have been learned without the loss of 18 members of my crew. If you can't take a little bloody nose, maybe you ought to go back home and crawl under your bed. It's not safe out here. It's wondrous, with treasures to satiate desires both subtle and gross. But it's not for the timid.
Well spoken, Q. Well spoken indeed. I tell you, John Larroquette, he really played that role really good. Yes, the internet was never designed to be a safe space. Okay? Agent J doesn't have a problem delivering the body shots. But apparently Agent J can't take it, or YouTube intercedes on Agent J's behalf to cushion the blow. Say what you want to the pestilence that shouldn't breed. Say what you want to the ex-homeless man, the filth, the garbage, the riffraff. But they dare not better speak to you like that. Oh, I see. So Agent J can't really take return fire, in keeping with our naval analogy. When I order my helmsman to swing the main turret guns around and return fire, not take first blood, but return fire. Well, then we see exactly what happens. So it's just one more clear, glaring example of how YouTube interprets truth. We don't think that. Well, I've spoken about it before. The pre-authorized. Let's see what was in my comment. We had. Sorry. Well, it's been deleted anyway. We were talking about things, it had keywords in it. Junkie, smack, crackhead, stuff like that. I guess those are keywords. They're programmed to delete because that's a pre-authorized talking point. But apparently, you shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. That's not pre-authorized. Apparently, I can be spoken to like that with reckless abandon and disregard as to how it makes me feel. Just like Erin Bowes, she got to speak to me and abuse me the way she did with reckless abandon, without caring the kind of damage it would leave me with for the rest of my life. But always we are expected. Be a good little nigga. I caught the movie Joker. The ending there, where he talks about wolfing out. Believe it or not, I didn't care for the movie that much. I did not think that it was Oscar worthy at all. It was a decent film, but nowhere near Oscar worthy. On a 5-star scale, I think I gave it 3.5. And quite frankly, I think the half a star was being generous. All right, guys, I guess this is long enough. My wings, they're out. And I'm going to see how this thing recorded. I do know that when I got the whole, two things going, the track, the sound, it's difficult synchronizing it up, and YouTube has difficulty synchronizing it up. Hey, you want to see something cool? Let's see. Is this cool? All right, Agent J. You are a... There you go, people. That's the big finale. The latest trick that I learned. All right, so I guess we can talk more about truth. Hey, I'll tack this on real quick. Let's see. Well, what are we doing here? How do we get rid of this? Boom. Yeah, it's gone now. Okay. Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. You guys know how I like to ride the Jew's ass. And you know how I'm not exactly known for being a supporter. I myself am also a victim of sexual assault, but I'm sorry. It would sound bizarre, but if I was on the jury, I would be leaning toward a not guilty. I don't know all the different charges or the statute for these charges. This is what I do know. These fucking prostitutes, okay? I'm sorry. It was very, very clear. You're maintaining relationships. You're sending lovey-dovey emails. This is all after, all after your alleged rape, sexual assault. Look, I get it. Powerful. Could crush your career. Leverage. But when you are trading sexual favors to advance your career, I'm sorry, you're no longer a victim, okay? All right? If indeed you're not being forcibly held and forcibly assaulted, okay? You know what? I'm not even going to get any deeper into that because then I'll end up fucking triggered tonight. And, you know, I guess I'm already fucking triggered with fucking Agent J and thinking about Aaron Bowes and all that shit. All right, we're going to see how this thing recorded, what the sound was like, and how it went. Total Control, 871. My dinner's ready.